42. This number is often said to be the answer to everything, or the sense of life, or just generally the answer. This idea originated in Douglas Adams' book series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, then you can skip to the timestamp on the screen. In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's this giant supercomputer called Deep Thought that had to calculate the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Over the course of 7.5 million years, this supercomputer calculated the answer 42. But now nobody knows the question that was initially asked, so they built a second supercomputer the size of a small planet, called Earth, to calculate the ultimate question. This ultimate question is apparently, what do you get when you multiply 6 by 9, as Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect find out in the second book of the series, called The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. If you know a tiny bit of math, you might realize that 6 by 9 is 56 and not 42. This was initially thought of being just a joke, but it still leaves us with a question to an answer that is obviously wrong. But is it actually wrong though? In the decimal system, this is rather obvious, but what about the tridecimal system, the base 13 system? In the tridecimal system, 6 by 9 actually results in 42. Douglas Adams said that he didn't know about that, but still, coincidence? Personally, I was kinda unsatisfied by the question they found, and I also didn't find one during my research, but at least I have some interesting facts now about the number 42. The sunlight hitting a raindrop, for example, is being reflected through total internal refraction, while all of this primarily refracted light comes out again at an angle between 0 and 42 degrees. While the light at 42 degrees has the highest intensity, that means at approximately 42 degrees to the incoming sun rays, the rainbow is created. But not just nature likes this magic number. There are, for example, some program standards and file formats that have this number included as some kind of magic number. For example, the second 16-bit word of every TIFF file is the number 42. In the IRIG 106 Chapter 10 data recording standard, the word 42 encoded in ASCII is used as a magic number, which always stands at the beginning of a directory block. And while we are talking about ASCII, did you know that the value of 42 represents the ASCII asterisk or star character, which is often used as a placeholder in programming? There's this comic series called Agent 327, and in 2017 the Blender Animation Studio released a short film called Agent 327 Operation Barbershop. But did you know that the digit factor of 327, so 3 by 2 by 7 equals 42? Again, coincidence? Also, there's 42 ways to write the number 10 with positive integers. These different ways are, by the way, called partitions. There's this concept of a so-called gravity train, which is essentially just drilling a hole through Earth, sucking out the air from it, and falling through it. This idea was first conceptualized in the 17th century by the British scientist Robert Hooke in a letter which he wrote to Isaac Newton. It was rediscovered and calculated through in 1966 by Paul Cooper, assuming that Earth was a perfect sphere and that it had a consistent density. This form of travel from one side of the Earth to the other one would take 2,530.3 seconds, 42.2 minutes. Did you know that the book Alice's Adventures in Wonderland has 42 illustrations? Or did you know that 42 is considered unlucky in Japanese culture? Because when pronouncing the two digits separately, so for two or shi, ni, in Japanese it sounds like the Japanese for die. In Chinese, on the other hand, 42 and yes sounds pretty similar. This is also why apparently it was once popular under some Chinese people to send 42 in, for example, SMS or WhatsApp instead of yes. And by the way, the sum of all the numbers on a pair of D6 dice is also 42. So these were some of the best facts about 42 that I could find, and if you have any other interesting facts about the magical number that I forgot to state in this video, please post a comment down below. So this was a very different video from what I usually do, but honestly I think that was pretty cool. So if you think I should make more of this kind of content, then please leave a like.